What's good, everybody? Timeless Traveler here, and welcome to technically another Let's Play. Now, I do say technically because, as you can tell from the title, this is it. Yeah, I'm wrapping up season 2. Kind of thought about it for a while, and I wanted to. I also didn't want to. I got some feedback from a lot of you. A lot of you said to just stick to the world that I have when 1.20 rolls out, and I understand and I hear all of you, and believe me, if my world wasn't set up the way it was, I probably would be leaning more in your vote to keep this world versus me starting over. So before we actually begin this world tour, and yes, there will be a world download down below, so please don't comment and spam this video telling me about a world download. There will be a link down below, so you will be able to enjoy everything that we have put together in this world up until this point. But before we get on with the tour, I just want to talk about a couple things regarding like how this world was set up and why I feel like it's probably better to just start from scratch, and this time hopefully stick to that world. So basically this world has, you know, some resource packs, of course, to make things look nice. In addition to that, we also have some behavior packs, some crafting tweaks, things like, you know, being able to craft notch apples or the enchanted golden apples. And while that something like that is fun, and I definitely don't want to lose it, there are other things that I think conflict with vanilla gameplay, and it affects the performance of the game. It also, most importantly, disables achievements when I use certain behavior packs. And now with some of the updates that are out now since 1.19, for example, I don't even need the add-on that I still have on this world that allows for shulker duplication, because that's now a vanilla feature. And then there's other features like, you know, mob heads, craftable horse armor, unpackable ice and wool and magma blocks. While those are going to be deeply missed, I don't even really use things like mob heads. It's an unnecessary thing, and it just also prevents me from having achievements. I want to have a world where I want to be able to play normal Minecraft, okay? Play like normal, make good videos for all of you, make it fun for me, make it fun for you, make it good for everybody. But I don't want to be restricted and lose achievements. I want to also be able to, you know, as we have new updates, I want to be able to do like achievement guides, and I don't want to create a whole separate account that has never played Minecraft before and then do an achievement guide there. I probably will sometime down the line for older achievements. Up until I think 1.17, I may have a separate account just for that, but going forward from 1.18 and beyond, I want to be able to do all that on this main account. So that's another reason, is just I want to be able to, I love achievements, and I haven't been unlocking Minecraft achievements for I think almost a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I'm ready. I'm ready to get some more. Now, the biggest downside of this, of course, is until Mojang updates their game and allows us to have a second player join the game and only give them visitor access, and that visitor access is by default a spectator mode. Until that's a thing, then there also will no longer be any third person time lapses. Take a look at my latest tweet. I actually created a vote on Mojang's website to allow the visitor mode for multiplayer use by default be spectator. If that's a thing, then we should have access to a spectator account in vanilla Minecraft without cheats enabled, none of that stuff. So hopefully Mojang will fix that and we can go back to having some third-person time lapses. I'm still gonna do my best with my second account. It's just going to be, that account's going to always be in survival, so I have to, you know, find some way to prop them up and keep them safe and protected and make sure that there's still a good view of whatever build I'm working on, but to allow a good-looking time-lapse when we do our big builds in future videos. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much why I'm gonna just start over, start a new season 3, and it's gonna start after the launch of 1.20. So there won't be any more videos on this world. I'm still working on, you know, last episode we made that 16 portal gold farm, and it is horribly inefficient and bad. I definitely wouldn't recommend even using that farm when you download this world. I'm currently working on a better one, and it's like 95%. Not only is it like 95% better, but all the issues from the last video don't even exist now. There are a couple new issues, but it's a minor inconvenience. It is manageable, but I'm gonna try to get rid of that small inconvenience by messing around with some things on this upcoming version of that farm. And if all things go as planned, if it ends up working with like no issues, and I just like do some stress testing and just let it run for a couple hours, expect there to be a tutorial. Like I said, I think in the last episode, when we reach 1,000 subscribers, which as of recording this now, I think I'm only 23 subscribers away. If I reach 1,000 subscribers, maybe within the next month or two, if I'm lucky, then if that farm works well, then that will be the subscriber special. You know, I'm going to try to bring out a showcase video, giving you all the information about the farm, the rates, all the technical aspects of it, the links to all of the original creators like Navy, Nexus, and Silent Whisper. And then the 1,000 subscriber special will be a tutorial on building that 16 portal gold farm. So be on the lookout for that. That's something to look forward to. If you haven't already, of course, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and that will speed up the process of when that video gets released. So I think I got all the more information-y, boring-y bits out of the way. I think we can kind of get on with the world tour. So let's go ahead and well, this is where it all began, basically. I mean, it technically began out there, but the stuff is built out there. But this was our day one survival hut. I'm gonna switch to spectator mode real quick. I don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, so day one, this was the my survival inside bits. I experimented with granite, dripstone. Never built a dripstone farm. I'm really disappointed. I felt like I was gonna do that near like episode 5, and I don't know what happened. I just never did it. Tried playing around with some rock copper. We still have some storage in here from before. We got our 2 amazing doggos that we got very early on, and we don't have to worry about that. Basic automatic smelter. You know how it is. You put the fuel in one side, you put the ingredients in the other, you connect the hoppers, you connect the output storage, and boom, there you go. You got yourself an auto smelter. Lava became our fuel source eventually. Instead of using up all the coal, I just created a little lava farm and then started filling these up with lava buckets. And now we are going to take a look outside, and this was the perfect time, nighttime. This place really shines. I'm really impressed with the pathway. I know my terraining and building skills are still pretty basic, at least in my opinion. But this is a pleasant pathway. I may actually take this look and put it in the next season. Just for like, I want to do some more naturey decorative stuff. So like nature walks, trails. I want to do some stuff like that. It takes a lot of time, because as you can see, we have a lot of bits. There's a lot going on here. We have your grass, then we have the moss, then we have the moss carpets, then we have the azaleas, the flowered azaleas, then the podzol. I think I put some melons in here too. What is this? I legit don't know what this is. What do we got here? Oh, regular azalea bush. Okay. Regular azalea bush, moss, and then we got little bits of fence here and there. And what I really liked about this was right here, we got the bamboo that never grows, because a little secret, little pro tip, you put the string right on top, and it's barely noticeable from a distance. Like at this point now, I can no longer see it. It stops the bamboo from growing. So if you didn't know that, this is a good way to have all different levels of bamboo if you want to build like a a layered wall of bamboo where it goes from short all the way up to high. Just slap some string on top to stop the growth. Now with this trail, it's really, really nice. It keeps going all the way into our, I kept calling it the starter base, but it was more like the level 2 base, because that was the first base. This was the second one. It would have looked cool in hindsight if this had a trail going into the lava farm or the volcano. But the plan was this was going to be like a 2-week project. I was going to terraform. You see how we have this wall of dirt? So I was going to turn all that dirt into like cobblestone with like smooth stone on top. And then anywhere that's not part of the wall was going to get gutted out. And we were going to just expand the river and just let the water flow all the way into here. And basically this would kind of just have like no contact with the land except for over there, because it's still part of that mountain piece over there. But going into how we had that little lava farm down in the beginners, the day 1 storage, I custom built this mountain. Like, this isn't hollow. This, like, if we go into spectator mode, we'll see we won't see through it. Or no, I guess we will see through it because it's all solid. The only gaps are going to be the entrance into the lava farm, and then there was apparently a little space that I just kind of let go that I didn't need to worry about. But no, I placed down, oh, I can't even remember the number, but it was like over 30 shulker boxes of stone just to build this mountain. This is solid rock. It took me about 30 hours to build the stone mountain. From there, we added blackstone, gilded blackstone, polished blackstone. I was trying to find the right palette, the right colors to make this look more like a volcano. I looked at so many pictures of volcanoes, and the brown volcanoes just, I don't know, in my mind I couldn't translate them well into Minecraft. The blacker volcanoes kind of made more sense, so I kind of went with that. And then I just put, you know, we could see in spectator mode little fireplaces here and there, and I think that was really cool to add like this nice smoky effect to really bring out how this is like truly an active volcano. And as you can see, we got the lava pouring out from, I think, 3 different sides. Yeah, we got this side, and then you know what, we're gonna take care of this one. I don't like how they're just hovering on my volcano. This is the second one I've had to deal with. There we go. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, we have 3 different places the lava kind of falls out. Down here, and then we have a nice little lava lake. The basalt did a good job. The idea was the lava, you know, helped form this mountain, making blackstone rock everywhere. Once it met with the water, it turned into basalt. Although we say in Minecraft, water and lava make either cobblestone or obsidian, but you know, let's just go with the story. That's weird. I must have missed a spot. That's 2 spots. Oh well, ignore that. But anyway, the lava made like a nice basalt wall, and that's what has been keeping the lava contained. It's not going to spill out. And then we have this beautiful lava lake for nice, you know, moments with the friends and you want to take a hot tub adventure. This is the perfect spot to be. So I really liked how this volcano turned out. I don't know if I'm going to make another one. At least if I do, I won't make one on a scale like this, or I'm either going to make a series of smaller volcanoes, or I'm going to make one twice as big. Like there will be no in between. It's going to be twice as big or half as small, and a variety of them. I don't know if I'm going to be making, I'm probably going to make another lava farm, but I'm going to set it up differently. I won't put it inside a volcano. This was actually done by Blue Jay. He made this in one of his bedrock guides. I think it might have been his season 1 bedrock guide from like maybe 2-3 years ago. And this is probably the best lava farm I have found on the bedrock edition. let me know, and I may provide a tutorial for this. Blue Jay has never actually provided like a strictly tutorial focused strictly on this, kind of incorporated it into the Bedrock guide. So I may do one that is just this farm, because it's a little stressful at first, especially if you don't understand how the redstone wiring works and the timings and all that. But this was a very, very good farm. All of the lava buckets went into this hopper line. The hopper line would go into the dropper system. It would drop down. I created a super smelter inside my second base. All these water buckets would travel along and they would automatically fill up my smelter. And this was our super smelter. We have 45 furnaces, or furnae for plural, filling up all of the hoppers, filling up all of the double chests. We could run this for a whole day and we would not run out of fuel, because there's just so much going on here. From this side, we basically put our items, our smeltables in here. They'll go into the dropper system, going up the water stream, into our automatic shulker cart loading system that actually detects when the minecart has any amount of items in it and keeps the rail active. I made a tutorial on this like a year ago. It's actually really cool. Basically, I won't go into too many details, but when items need to be put into the minecart, it'll turn off the rail, the minecart stops, items go in. Once the minecart fills up, it's going to fill up this hopper. When the hopper reaches a certain number, it's gonna yeet a little signal to tell the minecart, okay, go. And then it goes, it empties out the items. But then what stops it from just coming back here when the minecart turns off, or the rail turns off, because there's items in here? Well, anytime there's an item inside this chest minecart, it goes over that pressure plate. If there's anything in that chest, the comparator is going to pick it up and immediately keep this rail in an on state. So it'll just bounce right back, continue to empty out the items until the chest is completely empty. Then it does a refill. And then it fills up in here and all goes into our output, which I just started putting shulker boxes in there because we were smelting large items, large quantities of items at a time. We're going to take a quick journey away from the base to figure out what happened here. Okay. This was my honey farm and it is still, what's going on? See, this keeps stopping and I don't know why it does that. My wool farm doesn't do that. No other farm that has moving entities like the minecart hopper does that. It's only the bee farm. So the product never gets, this one's working fine. I wonder if it has something to do with being built in a north and south direction. Let's see if the one on the opposite end is, no. What about this one? Okay, it might be the axis that it's built on. That is interesting and very, very annoying. We'll find a way around that in the future builds. But we had ourselves the honey farm, and it's probably now filled to the brim with honey bottles and honeycomb, and I've just been... I built it too close to home, so I kept having to come in here because it was getting full. I just left it alone. I just decided to give up on that point, and it's mostly now an aesthetic. It actually doesn't look that bad. I'm happy with the way this turned out. Will we see something like this in the next season? Possibly not. Possibly not. Probably not. I'm gonna try something else, I think, for a honey farm. I don't have an idea yet, but it's coming together. Now, if we head south, away from the village, away from spawn, we have this, probably my most unique build yet. This was three chunks of, no, one chunk was a slime chunk. So this very centerpiece is a slime chunk. And then the other chunks, that chunk and that chunk both have geodes in them. This one also had a geode, so we had 3 geodes and a slime chunk in one spot. And I dug all of this out, dug it down, built the platforms. I had to turn off villager patrols, which is another behavior pack that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to. Pillagers would spawn here and take out my golems. So I had to turn off patrols because that basically broke the farm. So we're gonna have to find some other clever way, if we're playing strictly vanilla, to keep our golems safe. I actually do like slime farms. This one is just your standard, you know, they get attracted to the golems, they fall to their death. Hopper minecarts, which these ones also have no problem in continuously going, even though I'm nowhere near the area. It's only the honey farm, but whatever. The items all go up into here. Boom, boom, boom. Nice long water stream. It's a long water stream, and the geodes, the water would come up and fall down in here into that same water stream. So the geodes and the slime balls, there's another one from that other geode, would all come up here, and they would get sorted out once they reached the top. We got ourselves a nice item filtration system that sorts out the slime balls, and then the crystals would end up in the other chests. This, as far as a farm goes, I got a 2-in-1 that I was not expecting, and this was really cool to have. I enjoyed this a lot. And then visually, I had to do some extra digging, and I had to craft a bunch of smooth basalt, and I had to go into the mountains to get extra calcite to basically make a giant geode of, you know, for the farm. And I was thinking like that Star Wars Return of the Jedi Sarlacc pit on Tatooine. Some of you, if you know, you know. You know how he has got the teeth and he's got the tentacles that come out. This is what I was thinking. You know, the tentacles are coming out of the Sarlacc pit, and in this case, it's the calcite and the amethyst and the crystals just coming out and creeping over the edges and going a little beyond the geode itself. I thought this was probably my most non-symmetrically yet beautiful build that I have done so far. So this will be sad to see go, but we'll always have it in our archives. Now we're heading north. Our base is right there. We're gonna come over here, and this farm helped me build some of you subscribers that have been with me for a while. I started building some of you in my industrial district, and it was all done with this wool farm. This is probably first of all, this is the first wool farm I've ever built. But it was such a good farm. I love wool farms, and I'm definitely going to build another one, probably just like this, and it's going to be great. I don't know what it is, but I really like wool farms. This was very, very powerful. It was producing me, some of these are like 3, almost 4 chests full. It just produces wool non-stop, like all the time, and we have all 16 colors here for a beautiful variety of colors, and it's just incredible. I love wool farms now. But if we go a little further over here to the north, we'll take a look at what was built last episode. Admittedly, probably one of my most failed videos ever, or failed farms ever, but we learned from it and we made it better. It might get a little laggy in here. This is actually another feature that I incorporated into the upcoming 16 portal gold farm version. I've actually made a little thing that turns these portals off to prevent all of the portal ticking lag. Right now it's very laggy. Yeah, my frames are definitely suffering. The version that I am working on right now will turn off all these portals when you're not using them, and you kind of need the portals off to prevent the piglins from spawning in when you're playing vanilla. there's a few workarounds that I have put together. It looks a lot cooler, the version that I have built, or I'm working on. So I would say when you join this world and you tinker around here, just don't worry about this farm. This is Yeah. This is a mess. This was a mess. This was clearly not thought through at all. And my upcoming build, the upcoming version, is not like this at all. This is not gonna. This is these golems were here because I was experimenting and trying to, you know, stop a certain issue from happening. Because I just didn't do my research and I didn't put in enough practice time and all that stuff. So yeah, this is what is going on? Is he okay? It's like one of those hats where you have the arrow going through your head. Those trick hats. That's what it makes me think of. But yeah, don't worry about this. If you want to get some gold loot, I mean, I did produce a good amount of gold from some of these. There's a few shulker boxes of gold nuggets laying around here because I did let it run for a while before it just kind of crashed and fell apart. But we've definitely cleaned it up since last time, and hopefully I'll have everything done that needs to be done before that 1,000 subscriber hits, and the tutorial will be expected to be released. I'm almost done, so be ready for that. If you join this world in the world download, just you do whatever you want. Blow it up. I don't care. Take the gold, leave, free the iron golems. It's up to you. Now, some of the real magic was through here. We're back at the base, and we're gonna go through the portals and look at this lovely Nether Hub that I put together. It took me a long time. I think going forward, first off, I want one that's more spacey. And I also, for the tunnels, something that's not too hard to replicate, because this was actually really tedious. I like the look of it, but we also need something. We need something for a project like this. If you're going to build tunnels that are going to be, you know, ideally ongoing, you need, first off, you need resources that are very easy to acquire. Like if you're going to make it out of stone, cobblestone, or stone brick, smooth stone, that's easy to obtain. Basalt, easy to obtain. Make a farm, that's easy to obtain. If you have a wood farm, this is easy to obtain. The nether brick, not so easy to obtain. The deep slate, you can, yeah, I mean, you can get a shulker box in about 30 minutes. It's not technically considered easy to obtain. We can't farm it. And we also can't insta mine it, which is very important. Hopefully they sneak that into 1.20, giving us the option to insta mine. Maybe a certain trim. If we could do weapon trims, maybe a certain weapon trim, like we trim our weapons with, like, I don't know, a nether star or something, and we can insta mine. That would be cool. Blackstone, with the behavior packs or the crafting tweaks, you can create blackstone. Otherwise, you have to trade piglins, which requires a gold farm, then requires a bartering farm. There's a lot more steps to get that. Ice, pretty easy to obtain. Blue ice, packed ice, yeah, easy to obtain, more or less. It's a 9-to-1 ratio. So, you know, these are things that you have to consider when you're building a tunnel. And, you know, that's also another thing when now that I think about it, playing on this world, I have cheats enabled to allow a camera account to be in spectator mode. It also, you know, lets the behavior packs work, all that stuff, right? Now, the problem is if you give me power, I will eventually abuse it. Full disclosure, when I built this farm, like I didn't, you know, go into creative and like place the villagers in here. I actually did the work of taking the villagers out of their portals and one by one dragging them through into these little slots, and then dragging the last one all the way over here with the workbench. I did that. What I didn't do, because I can control the weather and the time, was I had it was never, I built this thing without daylight. It was constantly dark the whole time that I built this thing. The sun never rose, so the villagers would always sleep, so it was never a problem moving them from point A to point B. Like, that part was taken out of the equation. I still had some unlinking issues, as a lot of you have also had, that you told me when building this farm. I actually did jumble my villages up. I actually had to remake this. I got up to probably what did you have to build first? You had to build the middle layer first, right? And then no, you had to build the top one, the middle one, and then the third one. I can't remember, but I made it to about maybe 5 or 6 villages, and then for some reason it linked the new village, the new like village group linked to one of these, and then they all blended in and became one whole. It was a weird mess. That's when I learned the beauty of making constant backups. That's another live and learn technique when you play this game. And if you make farms like this, you better make a bunch of saves and backups. If you mess up one time, you don't have to start from the very beginning again. You could just go back a couple villages, see where you went wrong, and correct it. But that's also another thing. Full disclosure, this farm, because Bedrock has an issue with the XP glitch, or at the time it was really bad. I actually have a command block in here that was killing all the XP orbs. Because they would, while the actual XP would go along, travel along the water stream and go into the fire and, you know, get destroyed, the visual XP orbs would literally just pile up right here. They wouldn't go anywhere. And you can't put ice, you have to use leaves. You got to build this exactly the way it's set up in Silence tutorial. The XP orbs, the visual green bits, would just pile up here and almost crash my game. Now, this is an Xbox Series X. It's the most powerful console for the Xbox so far. And this farm almost broke it. So yes, I put a command block tucked away in here to just straight up kill all XP orbs. And I just decided to, you know, just not worry about the XP. Something to keep in mind. Whatever you do with this command block is up to you, but I should point out that I don't think the tridents will work for you. You will have to get in here. Where'd they go? You'll have to get in here, pick them all up, throw them back down again. We have what, 32, right? 32 tridents you're gonna have to pick up and throw down again. So keep that in mind if you decide to actually play on this world. But that was also another thing that we needed to do is next time I build this, because we reached our goal of, I think I wanted to get like 300, 400 views or likes on this specific episode when it came out. I would upgrade this to the 48 stacked village version. There currently is no tutorial to build this part for the 48 version. So once I figure it out, I will leave a comment below, just so I see if people are interested, and I will make a tutorial on how to build the AFK platform for the 48 village version. And here we are. This was, I think, 2 episodes ago. This is something that, this was actually quite remarkable. And I'm going to try to find another area like this in the upcoming Let's Play season. Because I literally have never, I've seen a lot of different creators, Let's Play worlds. I've seen all sorts of amazing farms and builds and ideas. Never once throughout that time did I ever see anyone find a double ocean monument within the same simulation distance. So I mean, of course, I had to jump on that and see if it was first possible to do so. And after lots of testing, pretty much all it's like what, almost 48 spots I think maybe a couple of them are not active, but it's like, it's definitely more than if you were to run one farm. This is the double Guardian farm, and finding this was not easy. I had to go on Chunkbase, as a lot of you know, is a great tool for surveying the seed of your world, whether it be your current world or, in my case, very soon, finding a world that I would like to start playing and building on. In this case, I was searching for functioning ocean monuments within the same sim distance. And the highest sim distance we have on here is 10. So you won't be able to do this on a realm, unfortunately. So other than that, I mean, other than that, and the stupid hopper bug that was a problem at the time, but not anymore, is that was only setback. And now we're on to the very last part of the tour, I believe. I really don't think there's anything else in this world. And well, what better way to end the tour with a lovely sunset? No, let's go ahead and change that to daytime. I mean, look at this. This was probably the best thing about this world was the time that went into this industrial district. I want to do things a little different next time around, though. This is still not too efficient when it comes to reducing on lag, but we're gonna actually take a little segue over here to appreciate the drowned farm that I put together before building the Guardian farm, before building the other farms that required the use of tridents to run. If you work with a lot of trident killers, or if you just have a server of friends and you're gonna have like a trident war, I highly recommend this. It's actually really easy to build. You could probably memorize it the first time you build it, if you have experience making a lot of farms. Silent Whisperer, of course, does a great job explaining the how-tos, the ins and outs and all that, and then just make it your own when it comes to your storage and all that. But you really do need a drowned farm. You need a trident farm. It's low-level copper farming as well, just little bits here and there. Great source of Nautilus shells as well. But yeah, definitely gonna have something like this again. I liked this, but it also gave us a great view of the industrial district. Now, as you know, the heart of this industrial district, if you saw the beginning of this area, this was all trees with like a little island in the center, but it was all trees. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So of course we had to get rid of all those trees. Massive deforestation. And I think I did it without a beacon. I don't remember. I think I probably had diamond tools, but I didn't have a beacon yet. So it wasn't insta mining logs, which was a hassle. These are all perfectly chunk aligned. These are each within a separate chunk. And these are, if you don't know, these are very powerful moss farms. I mean, just absolutely OP. It was like 100k bone meal per hour and like 300k moss and azalea bits all together. It was really weird to build. You kind of get the flow of it, the hang of it once you go further up the layers. The lowest parts were probably the hardest, but I mean, once you had it, oh man, the amount of bone meal this bad boy produced, we had 6 of them. These double chests, if we emptied all this out, all the bone meal, converted it into bone blocks, and this was completely emptied out, these would probably fill up in about an hour, almost 2 hours. Just to give you an idea of just how powerful and how much bone meal this produced. And it was self-feeding. So after it refueled itself, because you need bone meal to grow bone meal, because you use the bone meal on the moss blocks. I forgot how moss farms work. You gotta bone meal something. You gotta bone meal the moss. And it'll turn that stone into moss and azalea and moss carpets and flowering azaleas. You crush it all down, you send it all on its way. It gets converted into bone meal. The bone meal goes back in to continue making the farm work. Whatever was left over just went along these item streams, which we're going to change that because this also made it really laggy. And it filled this up in like an hour's time, and then it went on to feed the industrial sugarcane farm, which this is overpowered already. But I think just for fun, we're going to make this a lot bigger in the next season. Like scary big, like unreasonably big. You're going to comment and be like, why would you even do this? You know this, you know you don't need this much, right? And yeah. So I'm going to do it anyway, just because. So be ready for that. What didn't get turned into bone meal though, if I wanted moss and azalea, all those bits, oh, it would flood into here, and you're going to have fun playing around with this. Basically, this is going to turn the left side on. This is going to turn the right side on. The middle switch is going to decide. Right now, its default offsetting is going to produce nothing but bone meal, and it's going to fill up all those farms over there. If you flick this switch, it's going to flip the water streams. It's going to send all of those moss and azalea bits here, and that's how you're going to get your moss and azalea bits. Whatever's left over, and believe me, there will be a lot, will get incinerated to reduce on lag. Now that the hopper bug has been fixed, you're probably going to actually burn less, because the hoppers are finally going to do their proper job and collect the items like they're supposed to. So you may actually have higher rates on this farm now. Not a lot, because it's like 700,000 items going through at once. There's no way this storage is equipped to process that many items. But I think your rates will increase if you try this farm out. I have not since the update. So let me know if you download this world and try it out, if there's any much of a difference. This is probably the best part. We have a couple subscribers here. Built them over a few different episodes. They're just overseeing everything, making sure that the industrial district is up and running. We thank you for your service. We have tree farms. Every tree farm except for acacia, mangrove, and of course cherry blossom, because 1.20 is not out yet, so we can't farm sakura trees just yet. But we have the fungus farm, because of course we have the warped and crimson stem farm. So we had a farm just for making the mushrooms, and then we'll take those mushrooms, those fungi, we will grow the nether trees, and it gets put into one of these cube makers, and then we just chop it down. It's great. This tree farm is automatic if you are harvesting the azalea tree. It will automatically plant the azalea. Bone meal it, send it on its way, go into a cube maker, break it down, or you can turn on manual mode and farm jungle, spruce, and I think, yeah, single stem spruce, and a couple others. But the farms just got beefier and beefier as we progress down the industrial district. This one, to be honest, I think I hate this one more than I do the spruce farm, even though the spruce farm is much taller. This one, just because you know how dark oak trees grow, you know how they have those weird bulbs on the side, so that requires more wiring, more things to take into consideration, whereas a spruce tree is uniform on all sides. The only thing that really changes is the amount of leaves, and that's manageable. But the dark oak trees, those annoying things over there, it makes this building this farm a hassle. Silent Whisper, of course, does a great job explaining how to build it, as he always does. But the farm itself, I'm gonna have to build it again because I love dark oak. I'm not going to enjoy it at all, but it's gonna have to be done. We will put that together at some point. This is really good. It yields a lot. I think it's like 10,000, 15,000 logs per hour, including harvest time, growing time, and all that stuff. But then the biggest, baddest tree farm out there for Bedrock is gonna have to be the 21, 22 tall spruce tree farm. This one is laggy. I'm running on the Xbox Series X, and this farm cuts my frame rate down. It is so worth it though. Once you have all the cubes, or should I say the rectangles, built, and you mow it down, a full harvest I think gives me about 2.5 shulker boxes of logs. So once these farms were built, I literally never had to worry about wood again for storage, for custom trees, chests, shulker boxes. This farm alone will take care of your needs. If you need high quantities of wood for just wood builds, chests, sticks, definitely recommend this farm. But that's pretty much gonna wrap up the tour, everybody. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this season. I know it's taken what, a little over a year, and we only have 18 episodes, and I really am sorry that I couldn't produce content as much as I used to back during lockdown. But you know, now that we're not in lockdown, we have to leave our homes and work. So I've been doing that. I've been working a lot more now too, doing 2 different positions within my my current company. So I have such little time to do all this. Luckily I had today off, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna record this whole tour in one day and get it done with, and you know, be able to update all of you and chat with you on what's going on. But yeah, download this world, have fun with it, continue to expand on it. I would love to see what you do with the world, whether you blow it up, nuke it, build on it, add on it, whatever you want to do. Follow me on Twitter. I always have the links to my social media down below in my description. So I would love to see what you do to expand on this world. You could always tag me, and when you post it on Twitter, show me pictures of what you've done with the world. So go ahead and do that if you have not already. And as for season 3, which I really do hope will be the last season, and this one just goes on forever, you will see that first episode sometime after the launch of the Trails and Tales update, or 1.20. We're probably going to start off, you know, the basics. You're going to see the basic day 1 survival, you know, classic content that you've seen on everyone's channel. But then we're probably going to go and really try to have fun with the new features. Like if there's a desert nearby, for example, we're going to go find some camels. We're going to explore at nighttime, since mobs can't hurt us on a camel. Things like that. As an example, we'll explore try to find some ruins inside the sand temples. You know, that's what do they call it? Sus sand? Suspicious sand. Dabble with some archaeology a little bit, and see where we go from there. Try to find some sniffers, and hopefully sniffers are mountable. I don't know if they are yet, but that would be so cool. I think we would just look like absolute beasts, just riding on top of these. They're basically giant turtles. If you haven't figured it out already, I compare the sniffer to the Pokemon Tetaria. That's what the sniffer reminds me of. So imagine riding into battle on one of those. Hopefully they become mountable. That would be cool. But yeah, we're really gonna have fun with the 1.20 update, I think. That's gonna be probably a good focus for a few episodes when the next season starts. And again, there won't be many third-person time lapses. I still don't know what I'm going to do for that, whether I have my second account and just put them inside like a safe box, a strong box, to prevent getting attacked, so we can actually watch me build things, or if Mojang allows visitors spectator access, that would be optimal. I know they can do it because hardcore mode exists, so there is such a thing as accounts permanently being in spectator mode. Mojang just needs to allow players to stay in the game as spectators without having to die. They could just permanently be in spectator mode upon joining the world. That would make this job so much easier, but we got to work with what we have. So we will see what the best way to make time lapses will be when that time approaches. You all stay tuned for the next season, and I will try to get to work on a tutorial for that 16 portal gold farm when we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Thank you all for sticking around and helping me get to 1,000 subscribers soon. So yeah, stick around, download the world, do whatever you want, send me pictures. Other than that, you all take care, have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next season.